Ever wondered how to leave for vacation without a trail of work chaos behind you and return feeling genuinely refreshed, not bombarded by a mountain of tasks? Well, in this episode, my friend, we are going to unlock the secrets to mastering the art of stress-free vacations, ensuring you come back to a smooth transition and not a workplace emergency. Hi, I'm Mark, and this is the Mr. Productivity Podcast, the show that is dedicated to empowering you to conquer distractions, prioritize effectively, and gain daily clarity. Now, before we start, let me ask you a question. Now, I want you to answer this out loud, unless that would be weird, but still answer the question. Would you like some free training? Seriously, free training? Then all you have to do is hop on over to my website, MrProductivity.com, M-I-S-T-E-R, MrProductivity.com. Enter your email address at the top of the page and click grab the free training. It's my gift to you, MrProductivity.com. Okay. With that housekeeping detail out of the way, let's get started.
Let's talk about vacation, or as my friends over in Europe refer to it as going on holiday. How do you prepare to go on holiday or vacation? And what do you do when you return? First thing we need to talk about is as soon as you know the date, you need to put these dates on your shared calendars at work immediately. Don't say, it's 6 months off, 10 months off, I'll take care of it later. No, you need to do it immediately. Don't wait, because you don't want someone else to book appointments or something like that ahead of time. You want to be unavailable. The final week before your vacation, there's certain things you need to do. First of all, review your calendar for the time you will be gone and make sure that everything is removed. Your calendar for the week you're gone should be blank. Why? Well, you're not going to be here. So make sure there's no hanging appointments out there, no task, nothing to do that week, because you won't be here and you want to have that cleared. If you don't, what's going to happen when you come back? All the stuff's going to be backlogged, and we want to avoid that. Now, if there are any meetings you've been invited for the week you're gone, make sure you alert the meeting planner that you will be out of the office for the meeting. Don't assume they know. Even if it's your supervisor, even if you work in a small office, make sure they know. Send them an email, send them a text message, send them a carrier pigeon message. I will be out on these dates, so they know. Also, begin to delegate things that need to be done in your place when you're gone. Don't wait until the last minute to do this, as the people you're delegating to may have questions or they may not understand what you're talking about. Because remember, you're doing these things all the time, and now you're going to go away for vacation. Now you have to explain to them what this is. You already know. So you may say, well, it's pretty simple. But for them, it may not be. So make sure you begin to delegate and teach these people and train these people, not the last day, but the week, at least a week before. You could do it 2 weeks before to make sure they have a firm grasp on what needs to get done, especially if what they need to do is complicated. Remember, it's in your wheelhouse, not theirs. Now, the final day, make sure that before you leave, everything that you can complete is completed. Don't leave anything hanging out there for the person you delegated it to, because they probably have other work to do and they're going to be helping you out. So make sure you leave a clean slate. Touch base with them. Say, hey, you have any questions? You understand what you need to do? Any questions at all? Make sure you don't do this as you're walking out the door. Make sure you're doing this sometime during the day so they have an opportunity to go, oh yeah, I have another question, and they can hit you up before you leave. The people who are going to be backing you up, make sure you tell them how they can contact you in the event of an emergency. Now let's stop for a minute here. Let's clarify something. Make sure that you identify what an emergency is. Don't assume that their definition of an emergency is the same as yours. Now, before you leave the office on this final day, make sure you activate your out-of-office email autoresponder. And in this autoresponder, consider adding who the person they can contact in your absence is. Give their contact information, name, and email address. Change your voicemail to reflect you will be out of the office. Again, who they can contact in your place. If you will not be accessing your voicemail and or email during your vacation, save this in both your autoresponder and voicemail. Some people do this very, very well. You may be one of them, but say, hey, I'm going to be in Paris, France for 2 weeks with my husband or whatever the case may be. I will not be checking work email or messages. Let them know you have someone who is watching out for you, but you are not checking the messages. If you don't tell them, people will assume you're checking in. So if you want to check in your voicemail, if you want to check your email, that's fine. But if you're not going to, have the courtesy of letting people know that you will not be doing that. And finally, when you leave that final day before your vacation, make sure your desk in your office is clean. This way, when you come back, it's all clean and you can walk into, hopefully, an unchaotic environment. Go enjoy your time, your vacation. Have a good time. Don't think about work unless you have to do that, unless it's part of your responsibility. But when you return from your vacation, before you even arrive at work, make sure you are well rested. Don't get in at 3 o'clock in the morning, get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to work. Make sure your flight lands early enough or you arrive back from your vacation quickly enough that you can relax the day before. And then consider leaving your house so you arrive earlier to work than usual. If you work an 8 to 5 job, plan on getting there around 7:30. If you get there around 8 o'clock, you want to get there before normal because let's be honest, you've prepared the people at work you're going to be gone. You've made the plans with the delegator or delegators that you're giving your assignments to. You've made all these preparations, but you still have to prepare yourself for a mess. Prepare yourself for chaos. Expect the worst for when you come back. I can't emphasize that enough. Don't expect that you're going to come back to work. Your office is still going to be clean. There's nothing going to be on your desk. Your email is going to be empty and you're going to walk into bliss. I hope that happens to you. I really, truly do. But don't expect it. Plan on chaos. And if you come back and everything's great, kudos to you, but expect chaos. What if you return to a mess? What if you return to your desk has got tons of mail, it's piles of fallen over on the desk, people have dropped all kinds of books and packages in your office, and it's absolutely like a bomb exploded? Well, the first thing you do is take a breath. Understand it is what it is. You can choose to get angry. You can choose to get frustrated at your coworkers. You can mutter under your breath. You can let your blood pressure go high. You can start breaking out in a cold sweat. You can start cussing and swearing. Or you can say, hey, it is what it is. I'm going to tackle this mess, this chaos, like you eat an elephant, which is one bite at a time. And then as you start digging out from this chaos, make sure you're taking breaks. Don't say, I'm going to work right through for 9, 10, 12, 15 hours so this is all cleared up. Don't do that. That is not going to be productive. You need to take a break. So as you sense yourself getting stressed out, you start sensing your blood pressure getting higher, what you need to do is you need to get up from your desk, walk out of your office, and either go to the break room, best case scenario, take a walk outside, even if it's hot or freezing cold in the wintertime, and just get away for 5 minutes. Away from your office, away from the chaos. If you don't do this, your stress is going to start multiplying throughout the day, and we don't want that to happen. Again, just because you do everything I instructed you to do on this podcast doesn't mean you're going to come back to blissful unchaos in your office. I certainly hope that's the case, but expect the worst. So that's how you prepare to go on vacation at work or your business and when you return.
As we bring this episode to a close, I want you to think about the answer to your question. In the past, when you went on vacation, how did it go? Ask yourself right now, how did it go really? Not the story you're telling yourself. How did it go really? Did you do what I suggested to do in the show, or was it utter chaos? If it is the latter, if it was utter chaos before and after, now you are equipped with how to go on vacation and return to hopefully utter bliss. Whether you are an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, or work in the corporate world, I have given you tools in this episode today to have an enjoyable vacation. So thank you so much for your time and attention, for listening to this episode of the Mr. Productivity Podcast. If you haven't done so already, please follow this show on whatever platform you're listening to this episode on. That'll tell the algorithm for that podcast player to serve my show up to more people so I can help them just like you. I'll be back with a brand new episode real soon, but until then, remember, stay productive and stay positive.